My father died of liver cancer in 1996, and there was a moment where he was about to have a liver transplant, but then when they opened him up, they realized that the cancer had spread way too far, and so they closed him up, but then they knew that he was going to die within a matter of days. And so obviously a really painful thing for our family, but at the same time a really precious opportunity. And so I remember I had this moment where I was by my father's bedside, and I knew he was going to die like the next day. And so just imagine the situation, right? So here's this moment where I can say to my father anything I want to say. And so, I dug deep, and I did precisely that. I just shared with him everything that I wanted to say to him, everything I wanted to affirm in terms of who he was as a man, as a father, like everything, until my heart was empty. And even to this day, I don't remember anything I said, but I remember his reaction. And so after I was done, he was in so much pain, he couldn't even open his eyes, and he said, "Very good, Rick." Like he called me Rick. "Very good, Rick. I heard everything. It was very good." And obviously a really moving experience, right? Because here's my father, and I had this great confidence that he had given me the opportunity to say everything. I didn't feel rushed. I didn't feel like he wasn't interested. He gave me that room, he gave me that space, he gave me that freedom. And then after that, this sense of affirmation. And so in a certain sense, shades of the creation narrative from the book of Genesis. And so if you think back to that particular story, every time God creates something, whether we're talking about the birds of the air or the fish of the sea, what we hear is that he says, "It is good." But then what's interesting is that when it comes to the creation of Adam, he says, "It is very good." And so, whether conscious or not, my dad was imbuing into my heart shades of the creation narrative again from the book of Genesis. And that was enormously powerful, because it wasn't just someone who was affirming the good that I was communicating, but it was my father, who of course is meant to represent, in a certain sense, God the Father in incarnate form to me as his son.